Hello good people, and welcome back to another video. This time taking a look at a social studies topic, imperialism, and we'll talk about what and why. For our purposes here, imperialism is extending one nation by either taking over another nation or exerting some control in another nation. Sometimes that second nation is physically taken over. Meaning that we would have troops and a military go to that other nation and take it over. And then sometimes in terms of controlling another nation, it might have to do with money or power or influence or culture where it's a little bit maybe more subtle in the beginning. When we think about imperialism, we have four basic types that we're going to look at: colonial, cultural, political, and economic. When we talk about colonial imperialism, we're typically talking about taking over another country by force. This is perhaps the most common one we might think about, similar to how colonies were set up in what is now the United States of America by taking over land typically by force. Another type of imperialism is cultural. And this is when one country's culture impacts another country's culture. A very common way maybe to think about this is missionaries, early missionaries who were bringing Christianity to native peoples and trying to convert native communities to following Christianity. Political imperialism, this is where one country's government is attempting to influence another country's government. And lastly, economic imperialism, where one country is controlling the economy in another country. And then, of course, we're talking about money. For the United States, near the turn of the 20th century, the economic imperialism, this was a major interest. The United States was interested in other sources of raw material and wanted those raw materials to be inexpensive so they could take over areas and get those raw materials. And also, they could then sell commodities that they had in those new markets. So if they take over an area, they can both take that area's raw material, but then also sell other goods to that area. The U.S. also has acted imperially for military interests. So they would set up a colony somewhere in order to have a fueling station for planes or for ships, and also to be closer to countries or areas we wanted to defend. And certainly the U.S. has engaged in cultural imperialism, this belief that democracy and also Christianity are superior to other types of government and other religions, and so the U.S. has gone into a number of areas to control government and to control religion there as well. Okay, we'll go over a few terms here. The first, just basic imperialism. This is extending a nation by taking over another nation. Next, we have the colonists. These are the people who do the taking over, who take over the new land. Next, we have the colonists. These are the people who have been I said that wrong, colonized. These are the people who have been taken over. Next, we have sovereignty. This is independence or power over yourself. Then we have social Darwinism. This is a theory that stronger societies naturally take over weaker societies. Elitism. This is the belief where one group thinks they are better than everyone else. Capitalism, when people are in control of the economy. And our last term here, exploitation. This is to take advantage of something at the cost of someone else.